But Jim, another game where we maybe weren't at our best for parts of the game, but we've come away with the 3 points that Mr. Hardy.
Yeah, I think sometimes you've got to look at why you're not at your best, and you can be. You've got like 2 long trips, lads who are probably a little bit fatigued. You've got an opposition desperate to get a home result. They play in a way that makes it difficult to get into your stride. So there's lots of factors. But what we are is that we work really hard. We're honest. We do lots of all the aspects of the game that need to be done to make sure that you don't concede space, you don't concede opportunities, and that you create them. And in that regard, I thought we were deserved winners.
Been the case a few times already this season. That Richie Bennett, Alex Reid combination up front, they seem to be forming a real partnership at the minute.
Yeah, well, I thought they could have played better together. I think that we were kind of like, we got into a mode of trying to play away through them, and I think that we've got to decide are we going to go over them, through them, round them, and I thought that we needed to get the passing opportunities, but get it into them, and they needed to play closer to each other and connect each other. And then if they could get Connor Jennings into the game, or work Jordan Williams wide, then great. And I thought that there was more opportunities where they could have worked better together as a pair. But certainly as a hard working front two, they do create problems for teams. And like I said, if you get good service into them, or you give them anything that they can make an opportunity at, you'll see the threat in behind.
It's 5 goals in 5 games now for Alex Reid as well. One of them running in behind, the other one a real poacher's goal. Seems full of confidence at the minute.
No, we were going to change the shape. He did a really good job on Saturday, in the sense of that he really got amongst the back four, and he created loads of opportunities, got himself a goal by charging down, but he had other opportunities where he could have nicked half a chance. But as the game went on, he was forced into a sort of a right wing position, right wing back, right back position, and so we thought, well, that's not him. So we obviously made a change. We've got in this particular game, we expected to maybe try to impose ourselves, but it's difficult because when you play 4-4-2 against a team that plays 4-3-3, you're outnumbered in certain areas. So it's difficult because I don't think we've really found ourselves yet. I'm still trying to figure out what works, what's the right combinations, and we're presented with so many challenges from different teams that are physical, that have different shapes, different threats. And what we've got to do is make sure that we are well equipped to deal with what they've got, but make sure that we exploit our strengths against their weaknesses, and we've done that in so many games, and that's probably been a difference in the results.
Just tell us a little bit about the red card. It happened right in front of you. What was your view on it?
It's a red card. We said at half time that the nature of the goal made them steaming. It could work 2 ways for them. They could either use that energy, that anger, to be a positive thing and go and drive to get a goal, and I thought they did that, but I always felt there was a danger with them that they would go over the top in terms of dissent, in terms of criticising the referee, in terms of their focus. There was always that, and I thought it was a horrible challenge. There was no intention to play the ball, and he was just wiping the player out. Maybe expected a referee just to give me yellow, but for me it's a red all day, and that's the sort of crap that we want to cut out of football, because we can. In the past, I've always asked for referees to protect players, and that's the right thing. That protects players, but ultimately it's players that injure players. We try to play the game in the right culture. To make sure that we have respect for the opponent, respect for the rules of the game, and I think that's the right thing overall to do. It pays off in the long run. Teams like that's cost them the game. Their manager will go in there and say it's not a rare, but if that foul and that one moment has turned the game against them, and it was only a matter of time really before our extra man would count and we'd score. So for them, they've got to look at that as being a real negative on the day for them.
Even after the red card though, they still didn't make it easy for us, but I thought the introduction of Mark Kitchen on 65 minutes seemed to really settle us down and open the game up a bit for us. Is that fair to say? Yeah,
but sometimes what you have with a 10-man, they become a difficult opponent. They realise they've all got to up the game, they've got to make safer use of the ball, they've got to pick the moments when to attack, and the shape caused us a few problems because we seemed to have 2 extra men at the back and we weren't really getting any pressure on the front. There was always an intention to get Mark on for Jordan because it's Jordan's first game back. We were delighted with what he did. You can see what he's going to bring to the table for us, but we always felt that it would be a difficult game for him to sustain, for 90 minutes. So Mark Kitchen was going to come on. We felt that Mark might be able to, at that stage, we could play a bit more of aggressive shape where he and Sam Minnick could play higher, the other 3 defend, and then John Rudy and Lois Maynard gave John Rooney and Conor Jennings an opportunity to play, link play from side to side and get in around the edge of the box. And I thought that once we got good possession and got up the pitch and used all that width and all that depth, we looked like we were going to score.
5 wins in a row now, and 5 wins away from home in a row now. That's the first time that's happened since 2008. Is there a sense now of momentum starting to build in the county now?
Possibly, like I said, you get one game and Chesterfield, you're delighted to get the opportunity, and it's Rochdale on the road, then we have a break. So it's, we just, like I said, it's we can look back and take great credit from what we've done, but we know you just got to just take it into Sutton game now on the thing. We've got Notts County on the road, and then we've got Hartlepool away, and we've got such a fixture backlog, and the game's going to come around thick and fast. But this is an incredible achievement for our players, because people are like, we're not at our best, but you know, Premiership players moan, managers moan. We've up and down the country Saturday and Tuesday. We've done everything we could to recover. You could see that the edge was gone off a couple of players. We're trying to rotate the squad. So it's a great testament to the professionalism of the players to come through this period with the break, the Rochdale away game Wednesday, Saturday down in London, Saturday get down in London Tuesday, and get back-to-back wins is a tremendous testament to their professionalism. That professionalism, that work ethic is going to stand us in great stead as we go over the course of the season, and as we start adding the quality and find ourselves and make relationships and connections between the team, I think we can only get better.
The league table looks a lot better than now than it did a few weeks ago, up to 5th in the league, and at least 3 games in hand on all of the teams above us in the table. That Sutton game at Edgeley Park on Saturday now is looking like a big one, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, look, they're all big. I mean, you can't take your eye off the ball, whether it's Weymouth or Sutton at home. And Sutton have got they've done brilliant down there, and they've got a real threat. They've got pace. They've got like a well-organised team, maximising. They know what they're about, and they know. Obviously, I watched the Chesterfield game, but Chesterfield have done great. They just needed to find a way of turning bits towards their favour, and that's a great result for them to get that. But that's this league for you. You can't take any points. Sutton, after beating Solihull 4-1, might think, but there's no gimmies in this league, and it'll be a tough game at Edgeley Park. It'd be a bit eerie to go back to an empty Edgeley Park, but a cracking game for people to watch on TV, and it'd be it's a perfect opportunity for us now to have a measure again. I know Bromley were up there, and Solihull Moors were up there when we played them. But this is another good measure to see whether we're equipped, not just to be in the top 5, but to break into that top 3, top 2, and keep working towards Torquay, because they're the front runners at the moment, and we've just got to keep pace with them. And the only way we can do that is keep winning games and keep beating the people above us and keep closing the gap on Torquay.
Great, Jim. Thanks for your time.
Welcome.